I will still remember the moment that this dude went and picked up his food stamps in a damn limousine. Like, he literally invented broke rich. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad of Granddad Wooly, and you are here again for another edition of CDK Studies. Today, we're going into the book and talking about one of the most iconic and eclectic members of the legendary Wu-Tang Clan, who unfortunately had to go up top. He done checked out, but his legacy still lives on through his music and just through his influence that he's put on the goddamn game. We talking about the one, the only, the dirty one himself, Big Baby Jesus, Dirt McGirt, but better known, as always, as the old dirty bastard. So we're gonna go open the book right here and talk about some of my favorite projects from ODB. And literally, ODB ain't dropped that much stuff. He's only had about 2 official albums that released, but he's also dropped some side shit here and there. Got like the best of. But I'm gonna talk about the albums that I got up in here. Well, one's an album and one is a mixtape. Both of them is fucking fire. So we're gonna start off right now with the first joint that I ever got from ODB. But let me tell you a little story time, y'all, about ODB. Now, first off, I didn't really get into ODB until a little bit later, actually until I started rapping, because like, okay, here's the thing. I had dropped my second project called 88 Year to Prodigy, and I had a song on there called Nonsense, and the song Nonsense was actually the beat from the ODB song Brooklyn Zoo. Now at that time I hadn't heard of like Brooklyn Zoo, I didn't listen to any ODB, but strangely enough, that song became like my hit song on that entire project. Like literally when I dropped that project in like Atlanta and as well as Indiana, both of them motherfuckers love that goddamn song Nonsense. You can still hear it, it's somewhere online. I'm just look it up some way, somehow you might hear the shit. I mean, it is what it is, but yo, it was a moment in time. But that song had gained so much popularity and people just wanted to know where the beat was from. And I knew where it was from, but I technically never listened to the original song. So I went back and listened to the original song, and then I realized how dope that shit was. And I said, fuck it, let me go and literally listen to this ODB project. I copped the album, and it's this motherfucker right here, the classic itself, the original, Return to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version. Now this shit dropped back in 1995. It's the debut album from ODB, and this shit right here is probably one of the most unique and one-of-a-kind hip-hop albums of all time. There's no album like Return to the 36 Chambers. Like seriously, they name one, goddammit, I will wait, fuck it, I'm not, cause you can't, goddammit. This shit is a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, and it was praised for just how eclectic and out there and just crazy that it was, not only on the production side, but also ODB side, cause ODB just had this thing about him where he would blend like singing and rapping, but he did it in this really dope, raw way. And the fact that I think he didn't really write, he just would go in the fucking studio, RZA would throw a beat on, and he would just do some shit, and this fucking happened. Like he did that, this happened. He just went in the studio, no fucking plan. He just did some free association type rhyming shit where he just said, fuck it, I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I wanna say, and it's gonna come out dope, and this shit fucking worked. And from that, this album produced some of ODB's most iconic hits. I'm talking about Brooklyn Zoo, of course, like I said before, but also you got Shimmy Shimmy Ya for those who like it raw. And then you also got a lot of dope other tracks on here as well. I mean, this album's a fucking classic. You got Hipper to the Hopper, Baby Come On, Raw High, Damage, Protect Your Neck to the Zoo, Snakes. I mean, this fucking album is just a classic, and it's one of those albums that when you first listen to it, it's just so different and just so out there that you don't know how to feel about it. But when it grows on you and you realize just how fucking just dope and crazy this album is on the production side as well as the fucking lyrical side, this is like, ODB was like the Danny Brown of he was the original Danny Brown, because this dude was just always forward thinking, doing some crazy shit. Like if you think about Danny Brown's last album, that's nothing really much more different than the shit ODB was doing. Not really much as a hip hop sense, but as far as just like the eclecticness, the out there, and just doing something that's ahead of the time of the period. And in the mid-90s, nobody had an album like ODB's Return to the 36 Chambers, so it stood out just off that, but it was still fucking dope as shit. The entire project was produced by RZA except for one. I think True Master did a track on here, and then Dirty did some fucking like co-production on here as well as Fourth Disciple, but the majority of it was done by RZA, and this was when RZA was in his heyday, which is making the crazy, just dope, gritty, grimy beats that we all know him for. They had threw in some of them kung fu samples up in here. You know Wu-Tang loves the kung fu, so they had that shit up in there. And as far as the features, it was mostly the entire Wu-Tang Clan. I think only people who weren't on here were You God, Inspector Deck, and Capadonna, but the rest of the clan was on here as well as some other niggas too. But this album is just a timeless album. This is one of the greatest, I would say, and as far as the Wu-Tang solo album, this is in top 5. I would rival it up against, of course, you know, Cuban Links and Iron Man and, you know, maybe, you know, I mean, here's the thing about Wu-Tang. All their fucking out the gate solo albums were all classic. I don't know how these niggas did it, but every nigga from the Wu-Tang Clan, their debut album was all fucking just classic. How do they do that shit? How does 9 niggas just get the same goal? Like, nobody fucked up or faltered? What the hell? But like I said, this album is just a legendary piece of work, not only in ODB's catalog, but also Wu-Tang's entire catalog as well. This is one of those just standout projects that still stands the test of time and still gets the respect that it's due. I mean, the shit went fucking platinum. ODB ended up getting rich, even though the nigga was still on food stamps and welfare. He ain't give a fuck. He was getting that government check. He said, fuck, I don't give a fuck how much money I make. Fuck that. I'm getting that money from the government because they owe me, goddammit. Shit. Pulling up in a limo, getting my $375 and getting out, goddammit. So if you've not heard of Return to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version, you definitely gotta check this out if you're a Wu-Tang fan or you want to get into some ODB. You gotta start fucking here because this is what started it all, and this shit is still fucking crazy dope. So definitely check that shit out. It's a fucking classic. It's a one-of-a-kind album. You're never gonna hear anything like this. I mean, just off the crazy 4-minute intro that makes no fucking sense, but you just are so fucking wrapped into what ODB is saying. This nigga's talking about everything. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I'm gonna listen to you for 4 minutes, ODB, because apparently you saying some shit that's on your fucking heart and your chest, and you gotta get it off your chest for 4 minutes to start off your goddamn album. But it's a dope motherfucker. Check that shit out. It is crazy. I can't say nothing more good about this album than it's a fucking masterpiece. A Wu-Tang classic, of course. Get this shit in your life. Next time I'm talking about, y'all, isn't even really a fucking album. It's actually an official mixtape, but it dropped after ODB's passing. It's actually a dope little project that I just found on mistake. I just saw the shit in the store. I was like, yo, this looks fucking dope. It says ODB on the shit, so I'm gonna cop that shit. And we talking about none other than the Osiris Mixtape. Or Osiris. I don't know. It's Osiris something, but it's a mixtape that's called Osiris, goddammit. And this shit dropped back in 2005, and this is, like I said, the posthumous, the word when you drop shit after you fucking die, this shit comes out. But basically, it's a dope little project, dope little mixtape I found on accident, but it has a whole bunch of dope songs from ODB, a few remixes, just things on here that shows, I don't know if this is stuff that he was working on prior to his death or whatnot, but yo, it's a lot of dope tracks on here, and I found out about this shit actually on accident, but I did hear a song that was on here, didn't even know it, on Music Choice. You know how Music Choice be the one playing crazy songs? They played the song Pop Shots, and it was actually the Clinton Sparks remix, and I thought it was crazy fucking dope, but it just fucking left my mind after a while, and I was in the store, like I said, and I saw the project, and I just so happened to see that that song was on there, so I said, fuck it, I'm copping this shit. But the original Pop Shots was actually done by DJ Premier, which is still a fucking dope song. So both versions of Pop Shots are fucking crazy, but it's also got a lot of other dope tracks on here as well. You got songs like Dirty Dirty and High in the Clouds and Stand Up and Move Back. A lot of dope cuts up on this motherfucker. And as far as the features are concerned, he had quite a few names on here. He had Ghostface on here, Capadonna, Black Rob was on this motherfucker, Rhymefest was on this shit. Dragon, Jay Mills, you know, a lot of New York niggas, and it was just a lot of dope fucking tracks on this project, and it was a slept-on project because I don't think a lot of people know about this shit. I don't even think you can find this shit like online anywhere. You can't get on like iTunes or anything like that. You can probably find like, if you go online, look up this shit, you'll find it some fucking where. But I got this shit like, I literally, when this shit fucking dropped, I got this shit, so I don't even know if you'll be able to find it, but if you do, good on you because it is a dope project. And I think it shows the direction that ODB was going because he had just signed to Rockefeller. He changed his name to Dirt McGirt, and I think he was just working on this shit and it would have been a dope fucking album. But it's something that you should definitely check out. It's a crazy fucking project, so check this shit out if you can find it. It's really fucking dope. But that's all the actual physical ODB projects I have. Now, he did drop another album in '99 called Nigga Please, and like he literally, it went out with Nigga Please. I mean, Nas couldn't get it done, but ODB got nigga in the title, but he used it with the A, so maybe that made it easier to get through. And then he put some little asterisks, so he didn't really even say nigga, but you know what it fucking said. But that album spawned a hit, Got Your Money with Khalees, which everybody still knows about that shit to this day. Like, ODB's hits are timeless. No matter what it is, when he makes a hit, like, people can still hear that shit to the day. So you can check out that album too. It's a really dope album. I didn't cop that one, but it is a dope fucking album. Got that on the digital tip though, but not a physical side. But all in all, I would say ODB has a really good catalog, even though it is small and limited, and he only has like 2 official albums and then a ton of like mixtapes and projects after he had passed and whatnot that shows like the music he was probably working on. But I do think that what he did release was ahead of his time, and nobody at that time was doing what he was doing, and even still to this day you can't really recreate what Dirty Ed did back then. And I just think he is one of those standout members of Wu-Tang Clan for a good reason, because he just brought something completely fresh and new to the game. And I mean, the nigga's a legend. Like, RIP to ODB, he is sort of missed and shit. Like, I mean, he still got classics, he still got songs that people play to this day. And like, motherfuckers, we still like it raw. I mean, safely, but we still like it raw. And, I mean, I've never been to a zoo in Brooklyn, but if you haven't, shame on you. Cause I'm just quoting lyrics, y'all. I don't know what the fuck it means, but it's dope. That's all I can fucking care about. Previous videos on the side, some fucking where what I do, as well as my latest single. Check that out, show us some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram. Links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen, button below, CD case studies twice a week, as well as Willie reviews. Check that shit out, and the gaming channel. And if you're into anything, you want your shit spotlighted, info below. And I got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave, Granddad, ODB, the CD case studies, the motherfucker's a legend. He was crazy as hell. He had welfare and food stamps. I don't know how he pulled that shit off. Maybe the tax return was fucking crazy as shit. I think they caught on to him, but goddamn, he was living a goddamn life. But now it's RIP up top, and we still remember that dude to this day and always will. ODB forever. I'm out of here.